Welcome back. In last class, we have seen ABI regarding the capacitance of the electrical conductor. Now, what is capacitance? You might have doubt. What is capacitance? A capacitance is the ability of the conductor to store charge. So the device which is used to store electrical charge is known as capacitance or capacity. That is an old term which they use. Now it is revised into capacitance. Each conductor has its own ability to store charge. That means each conductor has its own capacitance. Now the capacitance or the charge in the conductor is directly proportional to potential difference between the conductors. That is, Q is directly proportional to V. When you remove this proportionality, you have to introduce a constant. Called C. This C is known as capacitance of the conductor. So the formula for capacitance of the conductor, C is equal to Q by V. So this is a formula to calculate capacitance of the conductor. Then SI unit for capacitance of the conductor is, we'll study later. Then if the potential difference between the ends of the conductor is 1 volt, then the capacitance of the conductor is equal to charge inside the conductors or charge in the conductors. Now the capacitance of the conductor is defined as charge required to rise the potential through 1 unit. So how much charge is required to create the potential difference between the two ends? Let's say this is the conductor of A and B. Conductor ends A and B. The potential difference between the conductor need to be 1 volt. That means the charges inside this conductors required to increase the potential into 1 volt is known as a capacitance of the conductor. Then the capacitance is also defined as ratio of charge on the conductor to the potential difference. Okay, then the SI unit of capacitance is farad and its symbol is, this is the symbol of capacitor. Two parallel lines. Okay, two parallel lines indicates the symbol of capacitance. Usually the capacitance is mentioned in the unit farad, usually microfarad, millifarad, it goes nanofarad, like that. Now the capacitance is said to be 1 farad. That is, this formula is said to be 1 farad when a charge is unit and potential is unit. Then only it will equal to 1, correct? That is what? 1 coulomb of charge rise the potential of 1 volt. So that Q is equal to 1 and V is equal to 1. So the capacitance will be equal to 1. So this is another short answer. Define unit of capacitor. The SI unit for capacitor is farad. Its unit is 1 farad is defined as 1 coulomb of charge rise the potential of the conductor by 1 volt is known as 1 farad. Okay, then since 1 coulomb is big amount of charge, the capacitance will be usually in the range of millifarad, microfarad and nanofarad. That is what I told you previously. The practical unit for capacitor will be millifarad, microfarad, nanofarad. If you go to the shop, if you ask for the capacitance, they'll ask you the value of the capacitor. If you look the capacitor, they will mention it is 2.5 millifarad 24 volt, 50 microfarad 60 volt, like that you will get ranging of the capacitor. The capacitor which we have seen already, which was there in a ceiling fan, okay, that is a capacitor. Now the capacitance of the isolated spherical conductor. Consider a spherical conductor. The midpoint of the spherical conductor is O and the radius is R. If you place a plus Q charge inside the conductor at the midpoint, then the potential at a point on the surface is equal to V is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R. This we derived in a first lesson, potential due to the point charge, the same equation. The next, C is equal to, as we know that the capacitance of the conductor is C is equal to Q by V. You know the value of V, substitute the value of V in this equation. Substitute the value of V in this equation, you will get C is equal to Q divided by, already Q is there, divided by Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R. Correct? 4 pi epsilon naught R. Then this denominator will become a reciprocal, that is Q into 4 pi epsilon naught R divided by Q. This Q and this Q gets cancelled. Finally, you will get a capacitance value C is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught R. The capacitance of a spherical conductor is directly proportional to radius. Look at this equation. See, this 4 pi epsilon naught is a constant. Epsilon naught is a permittivity of the free space that I told you in a first class itself. Then C is directly proportional to R, where R is the radius. That means whenever the radius is increases, then its capacitance is also increases. So you can say that the capacitance of the conductor depends on a radius and shape. Okay, then the above equation is true for conducting spheres, hollow or solid. If the sphere is in medium, then that means we studied the relative permittivity formula. Epsilon R is equal to epsilon by epsilon naught, where epsilon is the permittivity of the medium. If you place, if you consider a medium, or if the conductor is placed in a medium, this equation will become 4 pi epsilon R, where epsilon is the permittivity of the medium, particular medium. From this equation we can calculate permittivity of the medium, that is epsilon is equal to epsilon R epsilon naught. So substitute this value instead of this epsilon, so that you will get C is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught epsilon R into R, that is the radius. The capacitance of the earth, just substitute the value of radius of the earth, that is 6.4 into 10 to the power 7. So when you substitute the radius of the earth, you will get the C value. Capacitance of the earth is approximately 711 microfarad. Okay, the radius of the earth is 6400 kilometer. Okay, then what is the principle in which the capacitance works? First, we should take a two parallel plate. Consider, look at this diagram. There is a parallel plates A and B, where the plate A is positively charged and B has no charge. When you bring, then the potential between the plate A and B is V. Then when a neutral plate B is brought near A, that means where you are going to bring the plate B very close to the point A, then look at this diagram. You are bringing the plate B near to the point A, then the charges will be induced on a plate B due to the charge which is placed on a plate A. Since there is a positive charge in a plate A, the opposite charge, negative charge, will be induced on a plate B. Then other side of the plate B will be induced with positive charge. Look at that, there is a negative charge because it is induced because of this positive charge. This negative charge induces a positive charge on other side of the plate B. Then the potential of the system A and B in step 1 and 2 remains the same because the potential due to the positive and negative charges on a B cancel out. Then when you earth the positive plate plate B, then look at the diagram, the positive charges will goes to the earth, so that there is a negative charge only on a point plate B get neutralized and B is left only with negative charges. Now the net potential of the system decreases due to the sum of positive potential on A and negative potential on B. To increase the potential to the sum value as was in the step 2, an additional amount of charge can given to the plate A. This means the capacity of storing charge is increases. The system is formed as a capacitor. So this is how the capacitor works. This is the principle of capacitors of the conductor. Then next, capacitance of parallel plate capacitor. What is the magnitude of charge stored inside the parallel plate capacitor? Now consider two parallel conducting plates of equal area separated by a air medium or any other insulating medium such as paper, mica, glass, wood, ceramic, any other insulating material. Air is an insulator. Okay, so you need to place an insulator between the two plates. It increases the capacitance of the conductor. So it is a plate A which is fully filled with the positive charge, and there is a surface charge density sigma plus sigma, and another plate B which is fully filled with negative charge and it has a negative surface charge density sigma. Then the distance between the plates are D, and the electric field lines acts from positive charge to the negative charge, so that it goes from A to B. The potential between the two plates is V is equal to ED. Then E is nothing but electric field intensity between the two plates. That was we discussed Gauss law, application of Gauss law. The electric field between the plate is sigma by epsilon naught. That is E is equal to sigma by epsilon naught. That is the value of electric field intensity at the midpoint of the or inside the parallel plate. So substitute the value of E here. So you will get sigma A by epsilon naught into D. So that is the value of V. As we know that the capacitance formula is C is equal to Q by V. C is equal to Q by V. Here what they did, simply the V is equal to QD by A epsilon naught. How this term is derived? Because the sigma is called a surface charge density. It has a formula Q by A. So surface charge density is defined as charge per unit area. From this we can calculate what is the value of Q. Q is equal to sigma A, correct? Or sigma is equal to Q by A. Substitute the value of sigma here. That means Q by A D by epsilon naught. Here there is a division. Okay. QD divided by A epsilon naught. This is the value of V value. Then we know the formula for capacitance, C is equal to Q by V. We have potential between the two plates. Substitute the value of potential between the two plates, then you will get, when you substitute, what is the value? See that you have a Q value, so C is equal to Q divided by, what's the value of V? QD divided by A epsilon naught. This denominator will become reciprocal. When you take the reciprocal of this term, then you will get Q into A epsilon naught divided by Q into D. Q and Q gets cancelled, so the capacitance of the conductor is equal to A epsilon naught by D. From this you can derive, you can obtain a relation. The capacitance is directly proportional to area of the conductor and inversely proportional to the distance between the conductor. As we decrease the distance between the conductor, then the capacitance will be increases. As we increase the area of the conductor, then capacitance will be increases. As we increase the radius, see, area is nothing but anyhow, whatever may be the shape, the area which includes the radius. Okay, so when you increase the radius, then capacitance is also is going to increase. So if the space between the plate is filled with the dielectric medium with the relative permittivity epsilon r, then this epsilon naught will be changed into epsilon naught into epsilon r. Then the capacitance of the parallel plate capacitor is directly proportional to area of the plate and inversely proportional to distance of the separation between them. It's a 3-mark question. Okay. So today's class we discussed the property capacitance property of the conductor, that is the capacitance of the conductor. First we define what is capacitance, and we calculated the principle, and we studied the principle behind the capacitance of the parallel plate conductor, and we obtained the equation for capacitance of the parallel plate capacitor, and we established the relation between the capacitance with the area and the distance. Okay, in next class we will continue with capacitance in series and parallel. Thank you.